guys, and welcome back to Shelly's Homemade. And today we're going to be making a very, very special dish today. It is a request from a friend that asked me to make seafood shells, inexpensive, that's gonna taste great. Alright? But everything I make tastes great. And if it don't, I'll let you know, because you know I ain't the one. If I don't like it, I don't like it. But if I like it, I like it. And so this is an inexpensive stuffed seafood shell. We have a half a pound of shrimp. So we got half a pound of, I have deveined and cleaned these medium shrimp. So a half a pound, $3. Okay. I got a piece of green bell pepper. They're 99 cents. So you spend like 45 cents on this. These are $2.40 a pack. So I use half of the pack. So you spend like $1.85. Onion is like 89 cents, and I use part of this. It's like 42 cents. A pack of scallions, a bundle of scallions is 99 cents, $1.99. I use one out of that bundle. So from $1.99, this is like 58 cents. Butter, if you don't have butter, margarine will do. You can get some margarine. Butter is very expensive. I already had some in my refrigerator. If not, you can use whatever you have. Alright, so this butter here is $4.59. So this is $1.18. But we're not even going to use the whole thing. We're going to use a piece of it. Mascarpone cheese. Now, I had to go up because my son does not eat cream cheese, so I had to use mascarpone, and it's a good substitute for cream cheese. So, you can use ricotta, which is $1.79 for a small, for an 8-ounce cup, or the mascarpone is $4.89. Or you could use a thing of cream cheese, which is $1.89. And my Shelly's House seasoning, I have some Old Bay seasoning. Now, heavy cream is very expensive as well. So if you want, you can always just get a jar of Alfredo sauce. Works just the same. I have 4 garlic cloves that we're going to be using. So a clove of garlic is 89 cents. So I'm using half of it. So about 42 cents. This is expensive. A jar of what's name will do you, but I'm just going to make mine fresh because I already have heavy cream. A thing of jumbo shells is $2.59. So you need 1 box of them. And I had Parmesan cheese in the bag, which is $2.59. Okay. Then I have these crab meats in the can. Now these are $2.50 a piece, which you can use these. What I'm going to use today, they're $2.50 a piece. You can find them in Walmart, Giants. Giants may be a little bit higher, depends upon your market. Amazon also has them for $2.50 a can. So we're going to use these today. And okay, so I told you all about budget. So you're going to be paying $5 per person for this meal. So this meal is going to feed 6 people. So yeah. And it's probably less than $5 because I think all of it comes to about $12.86. So I'll just total it up to you. I'll put it in the description box along with all the ingredients, and the prices that I paid for everything will be down below in the description box. So guys, let's get started. First thing we want to do, we want to get our jumbo shells into some salted water. So let's do that before we do anything else, because we want our shells to cook up and cool down. And it's not going to take long at all to chop up this little bit of stuff. Alright guys, so we're over at the stove, and I had my water that's already starting to boil. You see the bubbles at the bottom? wait till it starts to boil, and then just add your salt. And get that water as salty as the sea, because we want to flavor our pasta. So, and we're going to get our jumbo shells right into the water. Do just that. Alright. Take a spoon and just stir it so it don't stick together, and try to remove the ones that like to cling together, you know, the buddies that like to be in the buddy system. Alright. Now let's get a lid on this bad boy. Let that cook. This is only going to take, it's only going to take 9 minutes to cook. So that's all we're going to cook it for, is for 9 minutes. So Alexa, set a timer for 9 minutes.
9 minutes, starting now.
Alright, so
if you need more time, just say snooze when your timer is ringing, and I'll add another 5 minutes.
So let's just let this cook up, and we're going to move back over to the counter and cut up our veggies. So let's do that. Okay, so let's start cutting up our veggies. So we want, because we're going to saute this up as well. Down there. Budget-friendly meals are absolutely wonderful. And this is a summertime meal, guys. That we want. And you know what? I'm going to bring my pan over. I'm just going to put it all in the pan. After I saute it up. That way to give my board, free my board up. So we want a small dice, something small and tiny, because we want everything to be able to fit inside of our shell when we put it all in there. Move this unnecessary. It's fine. And we're gonna saute this too as well with our shrimp. And we're going to cut our shrimp in half. Because again, we want everything to fit inside, and we want enough for it to go around and be lucrative in our foods. And my oven is preheating, has preheated on 375 degrees. It's not going to be in the oven but for about 25 minutes. Now, you don't have to use the scallion if you don't want to. You know, don't use it if you don't want to. Okay, if you don't have it, they don't have it in the store, leave it out. You don't eat onions, leave the onion out. You know, again, that'll save you some money. You don't want the bell pepper in there, don't put it in there. It still tastes delicious. Now, you know, Shelly's house seasoning, salt, pepper, seasonal, garlic, onion powder. That's what we're using. And we're using a bit of Old Bay, guys. Not too much Old Bay, because Shelly's house seasoning has salt in it. You know, the seasonal has salt, Old Bay has salt, and it has a bit of salt in it. So we don't want to overwhelm our foods. Alright. There you go. We just run a knife through this. Just run your knife right through it. And that will be that. You see some big pieces, just, you know, chop it down. Chop it down. Just like so. Now, you can add spinach to this. Now, I would have added spinach. My husband does not eat spinach, so I won't be adding spinach to this. But to help it go a long way, if you're taking out a bunch of stuff that I have here, by all means, add the spinach. My pasta is boiling over. Just take the lid off a little bit. But if you want to stretch it, add some spinach to it. You know, it also adds delicious flavor. It adds vitamins, nutrients, and you can find a bag of fresh spinach for $2 and something. You know, and I like to cut my stuff on the bias. So I'm cutting these on the bias. I'm using the green. I'm going to use this whole thing. The green, the white, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to use it all. Waste not, want not. My mom always say that. And we're going to fry this up. We're going to saute this up in there. And we got to let this cool down along with our shells as well. Because when we add the mascarpone, we don't want it to, do too much. We want it soft, but we don't want it to melt too much. Now, if you have some minced garlic already minced up, in the jars, you feel free to use that. Use a tablespoon of that. That will work just as well, But this is just my version of, because crab meat is like $40 a container now. I remember you could get crab meat for $17, $9, $10. Whew, it's so high right now. I sound like my mother. I remember when you could do this. Well, I guess I know how she feels. Things is extremely high these days, guys. So this is a budget friendly, and you shouldn't skimp on taste. Everything should taste good. You should be able to eat what you want. So this is seafood stuffed shells. Seafood stuffed shells, guys. Get over there. So these are really big. I'm just going to use 3 of them. I'm not going to use 4, but these are entirely big. And my Shelly's house seasoning has plenty of garlic in it. So I hope that you guys have been enjoying my videos. All my new subscribers, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited and so happy to have you guys here to join me. Timer off. Alexa, timer off. I'm so excited to have you guys here with me and to join me in my adventures here doing these videos. I love sharing these videos with you guys. I love sharing all of my recipes with you guys. 9 minutes wasn't long enough, so you know what? I'm gonna let it cook a little longer. So while that's still cooking up, let's go saute our veggies and shrimp up. Alright guys, so let's put some butter in our pan. Into our pan. Move it around a little. Just get this in. Ooh, dropping my Imitational crab meat right in there. I guess I had too much stuff on my board. Alright. This all sauteed up. And so while this is sauteing, we're going to move back to the board and chop up our shrimp. And we're going to add it right to this pan. Okay, so this is starting to saute up nicely. You don't want to get any color on it. All we're going to do is just get it soft enough to go into the pieces inside our shell. Alright, so let's add our shrimp. So I'm going to do in 3 pieces for that. The small ones, because you know, and we're going to add some Shelly shrimp. They don't always be the same size. Alright. This is absolutely amazing. This is going to be so tasty. So when this all turns pink, absolutely delicious. So I'm going to turn this off. And turn this off, and then what we're going to do, chopping up after this cooks down, then we're going to make our, have a recipe. We're going to make this, we're going to make the filling to make for our or to make it budget friendly. And then after that, we're going to stuff them and put them, you know, and we're going to make our just that sauce to go on the bottom and on the top. Alright, chop. This is starting to saute up nicely. We don't want to get any color on it. All we're going to do is just get it soft enough to go inside our shell. Alright, so let's add our shrimp. Look at that. And we're going to add some Shelly's house seasoning. Alright. I have it cooking down on low, so when I add the shrimp, it won't burn, or my garlic won't burn. And there it is. There you have it. Look at all that. That's a lot of shrimp, and they're absolutely amazing. Go right into there to make stuffed shells, and then it's all turn pink. I'm going to turn this off. Alright. This is starting to saute up nicely. We don't want to get any color on it. All we're going to do is just get it soft enough to go inside our shell. Alright, so let's add our shrimp. Look at that. And we're going to add some Shelly's house seasoning. Alright. This is absolutely amazing. So when this all turns pink, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this off, and then what we're going to do after this cooks down, then we're going to make our we're going to make the filling for our shells. And then after that, we're going to stuff them and put them, and we're going to make our sauce to go on the bottom and on the top. Alright guys, so let's make the filling. First thing we want to do, we want to get our mascarpone cheese right in there, like this. cream cheese like I suggested, that would be great, but I'm using mascarpone because, again, my son does not like cream cheese. So in the description box, I'll put mascarpone or cream cheese in there as well. And see, this is just white crab meat. You know, I remember when you didn't want to spend a whole lot for like crab meat, you could always go get some claw, and claw would work just as well. But claw, because claw used to be like $6, you could get a pound of claw for $6. You can't get a pound of claw for $6 no more. No. You gotta pay a lot of money for claw. Claw is $36. I'm like, oh my gosh. That's my cheap voice, guys. Like, oh, I'm not paying that. And these come with that paper on it, so be careful, guys. And get that paper off. And get the crab meat off that paper. Like I said, crab meat's expensive. Take your spoon, get it out of the can too. Get it right out of the can. Take some Shelly's house seasoning. Put just a little bit in there. And you get out your Old Bay or whatever type of seafood seasoning you like to use, whatever you have. And you just mix this in here just like this. Now these are only good for like stuffing stuff and salads. Don't use them for if you're gonna make a seafood salad or a crab salad. You can't make crab cakes with these. You might be able to get away with some crab dip, but I would suggest you get you some real crab. You know, this is real crab. It's actually 100% real crab, but when I said, you know, like the stuff in those containers is the one you want to use for like crab dip, crab cakes, stuff like that. I'm going to mix that mascarpone up really well. And what I like about the can, you don't have to, because you know, I would have put this in last and just folded it in and just kept folding it over. And I can mix as much as I want. Alright. Now we have our cooked mixture. Still a little warm. I'm going to pop this in the fridge just so it cool down a little bit for me to handle. All my onions, the scallions, the bell peppers, the Imitational crab meat. And that's nothing but fish. So you just get the Imitational crab ain't nothing but fish. You just get the fish right up in here. Look at that. And my shells has cooled off. You know, they took 13 minutes instead of 9. Look at that. That filling looks absolutely wonderful. You can taste it at this point because everything in here is already done and cooked. You can taste it for flavor. Seasoned perfectly. I don't need to add anything else. Remember, because we seasoned it in the beginning with the house seasoning on the shrimp and everything. We seasoned our noodles, our shells, with that salt, because I told you want in your water, you want to make your salt as salty as the sea. So when we come back, we're going to start on our sauce. Okay guys, so I got my butter melting in my pan. Now we're going to take our heavy cream, get it in there. So I'm going to use And like I said, this thing was $6. Like I said, if you don't, you can always use a jar or 2 jars of the Alfredo sauce. They like $1.79 a jar. Alright. We're gonna get a whisk. Since my pan is non-stick, we're gonna use a rubber whisk because we don't want to scar up our pan. Now I want to add, while this is heating up before we add the cheese, we're going to add some Shelly's house seasoning. Again, this is salt, pepper, seasonal, garlic, and onion powder. It's all the flavor in there. I'm going to add just a little bit of obey because we just want to stick to the thing. We don't want too much salt in here. So about a half a teaspoon of the obey and a teaspoon of the Shelly's house seasoning. Alright. So this is just the sauce, nothing heavy. So a whole container, 1 quart. Heavy cream. As it cooks, it starts to thicken. I'm going to use half this bag on here and the other half on top. Alright. So half the bag. And just cook this down. And just keep stirring it, guys. Just keep stirring. Alright, guys. Look at that. It is nice and thick. And see, it coats my spoon, no, my whisk. Alright, so this is done. So now we're gonna go ahead and stuff our shells. So I'm gonna get my assembly line going, set up, and then I'll be back. I'm gonna turn this off. I don't need to cook that anymore. Okay, guys, so I have my pan. I have oiled it, greased it. I sprayed it with some non-stick spray. So now I'm gonna pull half of my sauce right in onto the bottom, just like so. Half of it. Half of the sauce. Set that over. Grab one of my shells that's nice and cool. Pull my mix to me and just stuff it right into there. Get you a spoon, guys, and stuff it right down in there. Stuff it. And just right inside, just like that. How easy is that? I'll show you a few more, then I'm gonna do the rest off camera. When I come back, we're gonna pour the sauce on top, and then we're gonna add some cheese, some parm to this. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that. This is gonna be so delicious, so beautiful. Right in there. Nudge it right in there. Look at that. Look at that. Already. So I'm gonna do 2 more for you guys, so just so you can see. Just take your fingers, open it up like this. Get it in there. Right in there. Just like take a couple scoops. And just like that. So, again, wedge it on with your thumb and your index in your left hand, or if you're right-handed, however you know. however your hand situation works. My son is ambidextrous. He can use both of his hands. So whichever one you're comfortable with, shall I say. That one took one scoop. Look at the, see the green just poking up out of there. Alright, so I'm going to finish the rest of these on off camera. When I come back, I'm going to show you what to do next. Okay, so here's the next step. We're going to take our sauce. Let's pour it right on top, just like so. Just going to cook. Cook down right in there. Get it all out. Because like I said, budget friendly. These ingredients are expensive. Alright. And somebody would think that you spend a whole lot of money on this. And so just lightly sprinkle these other 3 ounces of cheese right in the sauce. Alright, let's just do this. Alright. If you're from the Chesapeake area, guys, you know we don't play about our seafood. You know we don't play about our seafood. Alright, so we're going to get this into the oven, into a 375 degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, guys. And when it come out, we're going to give it a taste. And you're going to get to see how gorgeous this thing is when it come out. Okay, so this is the finished product. Look how beautiful that is right there. Then on the plate. Let's cut it and let's get into this. Oh man. For that shrimp, crab, and the noodle. I got it all in the sauce. Ooh, this thing hot. Guys, remember to let it sit up for a while before y'all use it. I said use it before you eat it. Alright. The steam that's coming from there. Look at that. Woo! Smells so good. So good. Oh yeah. That is so good. Oh my goodness. Y'all gotta try this budget friendly seafood stuffed shells, guys. It's amazing. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. And as always, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.